Good morning, dear listeners. Today we'll start our set of podcasts based on cures without side effects, which is the subject of my book with the same title, and my other book, Low Dose Medicine. But we'll concentrate first on my first book, Cures Without Side Effects. And so the first part of this book is about healing using the mind, conscious and subconscious mind, and meditation and positive affirmations. So just to introduce a little the subject, we have this knowledge is based on the Hermetic wisdom knowledge, where it is described various forms of healing using the mind and the subconscious, and there are many methods. Some of them are included in my book for more details, but just to give a general idea, basically we have the source of all phenomena, which is the timeless mind of pure being, and this is an aspect of the mind that is very difficult to recognize, and because it's the source of all phenomena, we're not used to recognize this part of our existence. So basically, because of that, we have a split because of the radiance of this timeless mind, because of the manifestation, spontaneous radiance and manifestation of this timeless mind. We have our manifestation of consciousness, and consciousness is basically very much what is described also in Western psychology and the subconscious, which is a sort of more the hidden side of our mind, not mind in the sense of the primordial timeless mind, but mind in the sense of consciousness, the active and passive form of this mind. But we can very much work on this consciousness because everything that is manifested from the timeless mind of pure being follows sort of principles, we call the 7 principles of reality, which are also described in my other book, the 7 laws of reality and being, or the 7 principles of reality and being. The first principle, of course, is the timeless mind, but then we have 6 principles which are more to do with manifestation. And one of the principles is law, cause and effect. In the Eastern wisdom knowledge, they call it karma, which means action. Here is described simply as the law, cause and effect. And there is also a law of vibration, and the law of rhythm, and the principle of gender, and the principle of polarity. So all these principles, which are described in my other podcasts and in my other book, and a little bit in this book, Cures Without Side Effects, with the knowledge of these principles, one can work on one's own mind and try to become a little freer from its grasps on one's, freer from some disturbing emotions, which can be the cause or the contributory condition of illnesses in the body and energy level. So this is just a little introduction. Then we can speak a little about what is mind in the wisdom traditions. Mind is not the brain. Brain is the office of the mind. Mind is actually located, if we can say, it pervades everywhere, but it can be located at the heart level, even though it's not located. Actually, it's all pervading, but it's definitely not located in the brain. The brain is the office. It's like the government office. The president resides at the heart, but its ministers, they're all working in the brain. So that's why we say, the brain is the mind. But in any case, the brain is very important because that's where everything is happening, decided. So we can just, but it's actually not the mind. The brain is just a function of the working to make the mind work. So that's a little bit different from the Western knowledge that the brain is actually the mind. Brain is simply the tool that mind uses to for accomplishing all its actions. Okay, so now we can go a little bit more about the conscious and the subconscious mind. So we have the conscious and the subconscious mind, and this is already been spoken in many texts, sort of New Age and other texts, law of attractions. But in any case, we just give a little bit of kind of a summary. So the conscious mind is what we know as mind, the mind that perceives sense objects, and it can become present and aware. And the subconscious is it's a very powerful program, sort of software program that runs every aspect of one's life automatically without any need for any conscious input. So the subconscious is where all the beliefs about life and reality and ourselves, all the tendencies, the habits, everything is stored there as habitual tendencies to continue to give the same as what we had before. And so also on the positive side, there are intuitions, joyful, and so there can be positive or negative depending on one's own actions of body, speech, and mind. And because of this, we can work with low cause and effect and lower vibration to kind of sort of manipulate or change a little bit the subconscious tendencies. This is by no means very easy. It's a work. It's a daily work. It takes time, effort, and it's not an effortless effortless action. It's something that requires our input, and so that's why sometimes we just start and then we give up. But it's very important, because if we continue by working on this subconscious, using our conscious mind, using concentration, meditation, suggestions, positive affirmations, we can have some results automatically. Then it becomes automatic. Then it becomes effortless. Not at the beginning. At the beginning, it needs a lot of effort, unless one is already been habituated to such positive emotions, positive outcomes, but it's very rare. And even though we can be distracted very easily, and that's why we need to learn also through meditation the power of concentration, which is the subject of the next podcast. But in this one, we can conclude with the conscious and subconscious mind, and we can wrap up this podcast saying that basically we can work with mind in order to affect our general psychological and physical health, and through effortful actions and concentrations and meditations, which is the subject of the next few podcasts. And just a reminder that more information can be found in my book Cures Without Side Effects, and also in my other book, The 7 Laws of Reality and Being, which is more dedicated to the wisdom knowledge of the Hermetic traditions and other wisdom traditions. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next podcast.